welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber Ugrit, and this is Karnza. Ponza is a land destruction deck with big creatures and burn. It was originally named after a deep-fried calzone. There's some Magic history for you. That was back in the Tempest block era, I believe. And the name has lived on, and we still have Ponza as a viable archetype in Modern today. The core identifier of a Ponza deck is ramping into Blood Moon, basically. Turn 2 Blood Moon is our signature move here, and then there are some big, meaty 4 toughness creatures that do stuff, and burn spells to finish off an opponent who won't quite die. And the identifying factor of Karnza is that it plays 4 copies of Karn the Great Creator as well, so you get access to this big sideboard full of artifacts. We've got 12 of our 15 sideboard cards can be got with Karn. Liquid Metal Coating is the land destruction one. Walking Ballista is the burn one. And then we got some other stuff as well. Ugrit submitted this deck once before on the channel. It was a lot of fun. The league was very successful. And that was before the most recent rounds of bannings, and Ugrit wanted it back in again. If the numbers in this deck look weird, 1 Wrenn and 6, 2 Fanatic of Ronus, 1 Pillage, 1 Anger of the Gods, I promise you someone has done the math. It wasn't me. I didn't build this deck. It's a 61 card deck. We got that too. The last build I played had 1 copy of Ragavan in it, but it was somehow perfect. And the folks who are working on this deck are invested in it, and they have done the math, and it's a beautiful masterpiece. This deck can also deploy a turn 2 One Ring or turn 2 Karn. The line there is turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Utopia Sprawl, and then tap and untap the Sprawled Forest. That's 4 mana on turn 2. Easy game. Big mana, big cheese, some land destruction as a treat. This is Modern Karnza. Let's do it. Sometimes you have to tune out the noise around you to soak in that sweet BoshNRoll strategy. That's why I'm going to tell you about Raycon's everyday earbuds that just released an upgraded model with active noise cancellation. Raycon earbuds offer the same audio quality you expect from the big brands, but at half the price. In addition to the new active noise cancellation, you get Raycon's ergonomic design and multi-point connectivity that lets you pair with 2 devices at once. They're available in a variety of vibrant colors to match any style or skin tone. I chose the blue earbuds with the Ocean Wave capsule charging case. The ergonomic design comfortably fits the widest range of ears, which is something I've struggled with from other earbuds, but these ones are in tight. I'm glad they're so comfortable because with their 32-hour battery life, I'm going to have them in for a long time. I exercise or go for walks every day, and I'm always listening to music and podcasts while I do. These earbuds stay comfortably in my ears when I'm on the move. I've used other brands, but I usually end up with sore ears, and the ones that go over my ears compete with my glasses for space. These give you the best of all worlds. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/BoshNRoll for 15% off your purchase and free shipping. I'm on the draw in round 1. I am not going to keep this hand. It doesn't explode. It doesn't do what we need it to. Orcish Bowmasters, not quite what it once was in terms of shutting down decks by itself. 6 has nothing to recur. I'm just going to try to do better here. Immediately a double Utopia Sprawl 1-lander. I'm not opposed to that. I'm going to keep this, and I have to decide what's going to the bottom. Pick Your Poison is kind of the abstractly weakest card here in terms of just sending it and trying to win with what I got. Karn is the most expensive card here, the one that my hand doesn't cast on its own. Endurance is conditional based on the matchup, how good that's going to be. It's like a 4 or a 10, basically. Endurance is never a 0 because it's just a 3/4 with flash. I'm going to bottom Endurance. Island. Love to see a land here. Ooh, Blood Moon. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to get Basic Forest and put a red Utopia Sprawl on it. Red Utopia Sprawl. Get another draw step here to try to spike the land. Oh, great. We're playing against Living End, which would have been a 10 matchup for Endurance. Punished immediately. Edge Maze. That was the tutor off the tree. Come on, deck. Need a little help here. Give me that land layup. Shit. All right, that sucks real bad. I'm going to Utopia Sprawl this. This one's going to be green and probably going to die. There was a chance that Blood Moon made their Cascade spells uncastable, but now we are in the garbage. How many lands does this play? Was it reasonable to keep? There's 20 lands in the deck. One lander might have been a little dicey, but I did just pass turn 3 or turn 2 with 3 mana in play. I have developed mana, it's just in a way that sucks. They cycled another tree. Anger of the Gods. Well, I'm just going to jam Blood Moon here and see if they have to cascade in response or if they're just going to force a negation this thing. If they just shove 10 power into play, I probably can't beat that. But if they're not ready here, if their plan was to cycle a bunch this turn and then living in next turn, we could be in good shape. There's a cycle. There's another cycle. Force of negation still live. Wow, we're in there. Okay, cheese mode activated. They searched twice with these forest cyclers. Did not get a basic with either of them. Hope I can turn around and punish that. Land? Son of a biscuit. Okay, what does 6 do? Mill 3, you can put a land from among them into your hand. That sounds really good. I'm going to play 6. It was 6 or Fanatic here. Fanatic is just a mana dork. But 6, picking up the land. If I can Karn, there is a Tormod's Crypt in the sideboard I can grab to interact immediately with the graveyard. There's a Relic if I want to take it a little slow. I don't know why I'd ever do that, but it's available to me. Okay, no cycle, no play, no land. So their hand is 7 spells right now. I'm going to attack with 6, and maybe there will be a land in the next 3 cards. There hasn't been in the first 4. There's no lands in this deck. I don't play any lands. It's very strange to submit a deck with no lands in it, but this is where we are. Okay, I'm going to play Fanatic this turn. They're pitching Endurance. That's interesting. Endurance, pitch Endurance. They were just taking my graveyard away because they didn't want me to retrace the cards that are in there. Interesting. I don't have any lands. I haven't played a land this whole game. What would I be retracing? Okay. Fanatic of Ronus, get in there. Subtlety. Pitching Ardent Plea. Yeah, that Ardent Plea was locked by the Moon. And their graveyard is just crazy stacked here. I'm going to put this Fanatic on the bottom. If they find the basic forest for Shardless Agent or the basic plains for Ardent Plea, we're very dead. I could have played a second Blood Moon here to play around Brazen Borrower. I really want this Karn in play, though. I would rather sit Tormod's Crypt in play than hide behind a Blood Moon, and I think the Fanatic was the best route to do that. It didn't Brazen Borrow me. Draw for turn. Still no land. I am 10 cards into my deck. Or, wait, 11 cards into my deck now. All right, 6. Let's see some more. Oh, wait, it was way more than that. It was way more than that because they just bottomed, like, some huge number. This is preposterous. Absolutely insane. Unhinged shit going on here. I'll try another Fanatic, I guess. Yeah, I'm closer to 20 cards into my deck right now. I've done 6, plus my opening hand. That's 13. It was turn 6. I'm 19 cards into my deck right now and haven't seen a 19 outer. But I'm also just fine because Blood Moon is the type of thing that just horses the shit out of matchups on its own. Okay, I'm going to attack with 6. Oh my god. Oh my god. What madness this is. Okay. I will take a land back. We did it. We're in the game. Okay. Force of Negation is the worst thing they could do. Subtlety will buy them a turn. If this just resolves, they're in trouble. All right, Subtlety pitching Ardent Plea. I will put Karn on top. This is the type of thing I want to send over and over again. Right on top, please. And now they know what's really going on. We're actually just having a conversation in the BoshNRoll Discord the other day about how I'm just out here playing Magic so often that you see the highest highs and the lowest lows. And I have infinite miss for my called shots where I just say, I need a Thoughtseize here, then I draw Thoughtseize, and it's really funny. But then you also see me miss on a 19 outer looking at 20 cards. It's all fun. It's just the game. All right, now the juices are flowing. I'm going to take Beseiju because that is a mountain right now. And I don't think I'm going to Besage anything. They can't play soft counters. Or they can, but not in the main. I don't expect them to have Mystical Dispute here. They have a third subtlety. They don't. All right. Make a wish. Yes. Get Tormod script. Play Tormod script. Do we win yet? Can we stop? Okay. I think I want to retrace Arbor Elf here, actually. That is worth more mana than a Boseiju is, because this Arbor Elf taps for 3. Okay. Feeling okay. That was a shit show, but Blood Moon is a very stupid Magic card. Oh, yeah. Land screwed like a fox. All right, Chalice of the Void comes in. I believe it's better to have it in the deck than to grab it with Karn, because Karn can get Tormod script, which is kind of the same thing in terms of something you could grab that impacts their ability to cascade if they haven't yet. I like Ensnaring Bridge better in the board. Veil of Summer doesn't stop subtlety, but it does stop Force of Negation, and they might have Mystical Dispute in the sideboard. Wow, look at this. I didn't even register this. Umbral Mantle is in this deck. Equipped creature has 3. Untap this creature. It gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you have a land that taps for 3 mana, this goes infinite with Arbor Elf. Wow, that's so sick. Didn't even... I was just like, yeah, that's a bunch of artifacts. Wow. They thought of everything. A Pillage can kill the 1 basic land if they play it. Trash Tactician. This is a mana ramp thing. Passive life gain, passive card advantage. It's really hard to expend 8, though. Orcish Bowmaster doesn't matter much in this matchup. It is a flash threat. I'm not that impressed by Orcish Bowmaster. Does Pick Your Poison do anything? You make them sack a flying creature that they have that Sphinx in the deck. That might be hard to beat. This card just rotted in my hand the whole game, though. But I do play 4 main deck Endurance, and that's a green card. I should board out a card that's not green. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is actually way worse than Orcish Bowmasters. What am I even doing here? And I think I'm going to bring in the Veil over another Lightning Bolt just for upping my green count. And if I spike a Force of Negation with it, it'll probably be game ending. Okay, Endurance, but no green card to pitch. I am going to keep this. I understand there are risks involved. But Blood Moon was my hero last game. If I draw an Arbor Elf or a Utopia Sprawl, this hand becomes completely insane. And any green card gives me a big game. They mulled a 5. Kept their Surveil on top. Come on, Mana Dork. No love this time. Just going to play Stomping Ground tapped and pass. They have access to basic island or forest there. Green card. Bowmaster. There is a basic swamp in the deck. And that is the color that I cannot access with Blood Moon plus basic forest. If they cycle something, I can ping them. This isn't great. Like if they living end, my Bowmaster dies. This is also not a real cycle. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just was like, they did something. Gah! Just spazzed it off. That's fine. They didn't cycle a different creature in response. Now they have access to Forest Island. Gave up the basic island for a Surveil, though. Dumped Colossal Sky Turtle. In 11 power comes into play. This has flying. And it's an enchantment. And me without my Pick Your Poison. No, I do have my Pick the Poison. I didn't bring in the other one. Yep, okay. Yeah, they're just going for the thing right now. It's probably enough to win the game. I'm just a turn or a green card behind here. Ensnaring Bridge still plays, but that's a long way off. All right, I'm just dead here. Okay. Maybe that was a bad keep. I'll buy it. It was definitely a bad Bowmaster. Just kind of jumped the gun on that one. Pithing Needle can stop cycling, but I have to predict what card is in their hand when I play it. So if I Needle the Forest Cycle tree, that might ruin their whole life if I do that on turn 1. I don't think that's how I'm going to approach this matchup, though. I'm just going to hit submit. These are my cards. I'll try to mulligan better this time. Turn 2, Trash Panda. No particular hate here. No chance of casting big spells to see more cards. This is a mulligan. The Arbor Elf with the basic swamp. And the Endurance. I have to mulligan this, too. This sucks. Okay, this one at least plays Magic. I'm going to keep this and bottom the 2 Trash Pandas. A turn 2 pillage could mess them up. All right. I'm going to put a green... No, it has to be red. I'm going to put a red Utopia Sprawl on this. It has to be red to cast pillage. This will be worse if I resolve a Blood Moon than having it on green, but that's not really what I'm going for. If they play a fetch land, I'll cast 6. If they put a real land into play, I'll just pillage it. 3 is the number where their deck pops off. Okay. Karn is a nice thing to represent next turn. 6 is in. I don't think this deck can accelerate past turn 3 for their presentation of the win or of the combo. They don't necessarily win when they combo. Sometimes they have Gemstone Caverns, but that didn't happen this game and it would have had to happen by now. Rest in peace to me and Spirit Guide, a card that was legal in this format for way longer than it had any right to be. Okay, they just grabbed a non-surveil land off of Misty Rainforest. That's interesting. Non-basic, non-surveil. They must need exactly green or white, green and white to make their hand work. Are they holding the basic island? Yeah, there we go. Sherlock Holmes over here. A swamp. So I can present Karn this turn, guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that does anything. Oh, they turtled me. That kind of rules. Now I have an interesting thing to do here because Force of Negation gets Karn or Pillage. Subtlety only gets Karn. If I just pillage their island here, it's a time walk that they can't Subtlety. If they Subtlety Karn and then untap and play their thing, they probably win. I'm going to pillage the island. And this also gives me, if they have Force of Negation, but not the ability to win immediately, then they force the pillage and Karn is more likely to resolve on the following turn. Okay, the Time Walk resolved. Let's see what we could do out of it. It also makes all my Blood Moons more potent, because I believe all their Cascade spells are blue right now in the configuration of the deck. They banned the Gruul one. It was too good. Ooh, they shocked that in. Okay, now they want access to blue right now. Waker of the Waves is something that would meet that criteria. All right, I'm just going to send the Karn. I played around Subtlety as much as I could. Subtlety pitching Curator. All right. I'm going to fetch my Surveil land and look at my next card down. Veil of Summer. Oh, wow. I wish I could have both these cards, but I can't. Okay, Veil to the graveyard. Karn on top. If they have it, they have it. They did just pitch Curator of Mysteries, though, and Karn can get Ensnaring Bridge on the slow. They need land plus Cascader here. They're moving pretty quick. But they didn't do anything in the end step, which means they shocked in, they took the 3 offsprings for the Curator, then had to pitch it to Subtlety. They don't have another blue card in their hand, which means I don't have to think about Subtlety or Force of Negation this turn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not quite dead. Karn. This is my draw step. Can't cast Karn there. To turn that stop off. I was recording with Miracle cards in my deck yesterday, and that's just still there right now. As expected, that card resolved. I'm going to wish for Ensnaring Bridge and try to stabilize next turn. I'm dead to any Brazen Borrower. I'm dead to any counterspell. If they put effort on Karn in this combat, that's life some extra life I get to work with. They are killing Karn. And now I wish I had stacked that Veil of Summer on top. Maybe I could have mapped that all out better. Because if I have that Veil of Summer, they can't bounce unless it's with Otawara. I mean, they play Beseiju and shit too. So that land's actually really good. That lets me play around Mystical Dispute. They can't force a negation here unless it's on the pitch. Just going to get Hellbent. We're in there. Now the spells in my graveyard have Retrace, which can refire Karn if I need to. I am just dead if they bounce this. Would have been avoidable with Veil. Okay, I couldn't have stopped that. Okay, GG. Yeah, that game 1 and game 3 were both really good. And then game 2, I was probably supposed to mulligan. Obviously, if I just draw a green card, we're playing, but I could have just mulliganed that medium 7. This deck's about explosivity, and I correctly mulliganed game 1, a hand that was just sort of lands and spells, into something that was more explosive. And the game was weird, but I think the mulligan was correct. And then I kind of came off that idea because I knew I was against a combo deck and I had a powerful hate card in my hand, but I think it was still should have mulliganed that. All right, that was fun. On to the next one.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 2. I'm going to keep my hand that can sprawl and then do other stuff. Sprawling on black is such a spew. But I guess if I draw Blood Moon, that gives me exactly the 3 things I'd want. Yeah, I guess I'm going to sprawl on black here. Weird. And it is important, if you can help it, to put Utopia Sprawl on a basic forest, because if you play Blood Moon, your dual land is not a forest anymore, and you lose your Utopia Sprawl. Sprawl on black. Utopia Sprawl on black is a weird opening play, though. I hope my opponent is excited right now. And I hope they're in a deck that draws cards or is full of X1s. Darksteel Citadel, who does this in Modern right now? That's weird. And Affinity is obviously viable. It's always around in the format. Blood Moon off the top? No love. Okay. I am going to fetch for another basic forest, and I'm going to sprawl on red this time. Then I can cast most of my hand with a single tap of a land. We got the perfect, the Reed Duke's perfect land is in play right now. Spire of Industry, Ornithopter. I can Lightning Bolt that. I can Bowmaster that. I think the next time they pass priority, I'm going to kill both their shit. Oh my god, that's so fucked. Now we don't even have to bolt the Ornithopter. Orcish Bowmaster, get in there. Pew, 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 pew. You weren't ready for this out of 2 basic forests. Pew, 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 pew. Now I'm going to save my Lightning Bolt as well. That could go face, or it could kill something a little bigger, like a Frogmite down the road. Like Karnza. That was nice. You know what else would be nice in this matchup? Karn! Can you imagine? I could get 1 extra damage in by growing my Orc army here, but I kind of like having another one in the tank. If they Galvanic Blast this and then try to draw cards, they're so dead. The hole! Who's in the hole? The Bowmaster or the army? The Bowmaster. This is why I hid the other one. I hope they draw cards again next turn. I'm going to fetch my Surveil land here and hope to see Karn on top of my deck. I don't ask for much, just the best card in the entire Magic the Gathering universe against exactly the deck I'm playing against. Come on, deck. Big payoff. Endurance. And that has power and toughness. I don't think it's going to matter much, specifically here. Let's hope they just Thoughtcast into the air quotes empty board here. Not attacking with Arbor Elf is a little suspicious. I probably should have just got in with that. I can still cast most of my hand without the Arbor Elf. Cast Thoughtcast, Tormod Script. That's fine. I play that card too. Mem Knight, what a twist. Hey, they had another one. Okay, Orcish Bowmaster. Go do your thing, big fella. Kill the Mem Knight. Thought Monitor's in. I'll have that too, thank you. Just put them all in the graveyard. Patches of Houlihan. I can Lightning Bolt that. I have the ward ready. I could also just Endurance right now. I'm going to do that. I'll just cast Endurance. I don't know if they're going to use their graveyard, but let's get rid of it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're just dead. This was fun. That's honestly the best Orcish Bowmaster sequence that I've had in probably 5 months in any format. It felt like the olden days when people weren't quite adjusted to Bowmaster yet. Like, wait, what is this thing? I can't just draw cards. Engineered Explosives looks good. Pick Your Poison looks great. They might have so many artifacts that it doesn't matter, but if I can clip an early Darksteel Citadel, it's pretty insane. Chalice on 0 is going to cut 8 cards out of their deck. Force of Vigor, clearly what I want here. Things that seem less good. Pillage, destroy target artifact. This is just text on this card. Let's go. Endurance doesn't seem that important. Renin 6 doesn't seem that important. Blood Mooning them is interesting because artifact lands are still artifacts under Blood Moon, and if all their spells are colorless, it doesn't matter. But we did see some blue spells, and Affinity famously does not play basic islands, or at least not a lot of basic lands. If they do have a basic, it's probably island, but then they'd have to find it. Affinity does usually play Springleaf Drum. I don't think Blood Moon is where I want to be when I have all these other cool cards I could play. And I could shave one Endurance. They're not really about the graveyard. Pithing Needle could matter if they have the classic Ravager style Affinity stuff going on. But if this is closer to 8 casts with Patches of Houlihan, that's kind of a different calculation. Whatever. I just brought in a bunch of good cards. Let's see if they could get through me. If I just have a hand that casts Karn, and we do, alrighty. That Karn zone. Darksteel Citadel. How insane would pick your Poison be right now? Basic Forest. Okay, that's great. Basic Forest, Sprawl. I'm gonna Sprawl on red. Throw them off the scent here a little. I can still access black if I want to. Basic Island, they do have one. Glad I cut my Blood Moons for specifically this match. Emery Lurker of the Lock, cool. Dump Tormod's Crypt, Springleaf Drum, Shadow, Spear, Thought Monitor. That is a tasty spread. Renin 6. What do you do here? You pick up this fetch land. I could Sprawl plus Ren. Or I could Ren play Commercial District plus don't get a land back. I don't really care about this Commercial District now. I could just play 6 this turn. But that doesn't guarantee Karn next turn. Oh, I can play... Yeah, I'm gonna get a basic Forest. Sprawl black. Make the Reduke Invitational land again. And then play 6. These are things I could do. Alright, and then this guarantees Karn next turn. Or at least guarantees my ability to cast Karn next turn. I don't know if it will resolve. Utopia Sprawl's sick. It just immediately pays for itself. It's basically Soul Ring. Mana Crypt. Mox whatever you need it to be. Why don't people know about this card? The Ponza community. I'm busting all your secrets right now. Opponent's targeting Tormod's Crypt. I guess I have placed a Graveyard Engine into play. I don't really need it to be that, but it's here. They've got 1, 2, 3, Springleaf Drum. They could definitely Thoughtcast, Thought Monitor this turn if they have those things available. If I'm far enough behind on the Karn, when it sticks, that could be a problem. Dispatch. Okay. Exiling 6 is fine. Cool. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Are they going to have Metallic Rebuke in their hand for Karn? Because that would be pretty bad. But now I have 2 cards. Who cares? Counter 1. Actually, don't counter it. Like, that's actually just better. Okay. I can actually destroy an artifact here. I'm going to animate Darksteel Citadel, which will be a 0/0 creature and die to state-based actions. They did not Tormod's Crypt in response. I don't need a Utopia Sprawl. Wow, they've had enough. Karn versus the artifact deck. Sign me right up. On to the next round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the play in round number 3. I think this hand is a keep. If I draw a land, this hand is good. If I draw a Utopia Sprawl, this hand is good. If I draw a powerful 3-drop like Blood Moon, this hand is good. I think I have to fetch Stomping Ground, though. The basic swamp, the Bowmaster's in the deck. are kind of rough on the mana. I mean, obviously adding a whole new color to your deck should be rough on the mana. That's Richard Garfield doing exactly what he was trying to do when he built the mana system. You got a powerful card, but your deck is less consistent. It's beautiful. It's why Magic the Gathering still exists 31 years later. Ball to 5 Bloodstained Mire. What are we doing over there? And pretty soft too, a removal spell here. I am counting on this Arbor Elf for mana. My thoughts. All right, luckily my hand kind of sucks. Like, I'm happy with either of these 4s. They're replaceable in my mind. What deck mulls to 5 and then thought seizes me though? What is this? Who are you? What are you doing? Is there still a Necrodominance deck in the format? I don't even know. Yeah, I drew Sprawl. We're in good shape. Unfortunately, I have to use my Forest to cast this so we don't get the turn 2 insanity. I would like this to make red. Yeah, this is still only 3 mana. And attack for 1 versus leave up Lightning Bolt. I'm going to leave up Lightning Bolt. I just don't know what they're doing over there. But now they know this Arbor Elf represents the One Ring. The Nethergoyf. I can bolt this, but if they cast an instant, because this Goyf only checks your graveyard, unlike every other Goyf in history. If they cycle a Street Wraith or something, they did it. Okay, cool. Faded whatever that was. Shockton Blood Crypt. Lightning Bolt. All right. This would be a great turn to draw a land. Just untap Mana Source, One Ring, off we go. Or we could draw another 4-drop. But the next land's a good one whenever it decides to show up. Opponent is on notice, and they've seen the ring. You who have seen the eye. Oh, they did have a Street Wraith. That's funny. Luckily, not at the time it mattered. Oops, I drew another 4-drop. Sorry, homie. Okay. Ronus. All right, we've got a Fanatic. Lightning Bolt doesn't kill this thing. It represents Karn next turn. Just trying to get to that magic number. And if they Fatal Push this, then they're hellbent. Ooh, that was a good draw. Thoughtseize number 3. They are at 8 life, though. Sick. All right, well, I'm going to attack you with this, and I'm not going to cast this Blood Moon, because then my Utopia Sprawl falls off, and you have your basic swamp anyway. So this is some sort of Rakdos Delirium deck. I wonder if they're using Demonic Council? Demonic Council. Yeah, that's what it is. From Duskmourn. It's just a new demonic tutor if you're willing to work for it. This is slow, but it's steady. My deck has 3 more Lightning Bolts in it somewhere. They are 1 land away from redeploying this Nethergoyf. If it comes back less than 3 toughness, though, that's insane. Okay, this costs 4 to Eternalize. If I draw a green land, they just actually made my clock a lot faster. Sick. Sick. Forest. Make my monster grow. 4/4. This now also taps for 4 instead of 1 because it counts itself. That has flying! You could pick your poison, but it's not much of a choice. Each opponent sacks a flying creature. Splat. So sorry, I'm not sorry. I could have also Anger of the God at that, but I think that is worse. Because then I can't play 6, and I also put a damage on my Ronus in case they have some way to shrink it or deal 1 to it. That was fun. That was just like a grindy, weird little low resource game. Helped that they mulled to 5, not gonna lie. Okay, I suspect that Endurance is very good here. Chalice of the Void on 1 seems devastating for their deck. This card is not really in the deck to be Chalice on 1 and prison out decks like that. But I'm not going to say no if the opportunity presents itself. Veil of Summer seems really good. We saw a million Thoughtseizes and removal spells. Anger looks good. Blood Moon looks pretty bad, actually. You might be able to cheese them with it, but they are just a base red deck anyway with at least 1 basic swamp in there. I can leave 1 in just in case. Oh, Engineered Explosives looks insane. Never mind. I'm cutting all my Blood Moons. I found some more removal. It was hiding. Bowmaster looks fine. I like the Bolt. Pick your poison. We know that Dragon's Rage Channeler exists in the deck, but I just brought in real removal spells. Yep, off it. Let's go. I do have a lot of 1-drops in my own deck. This is not a free Chalice on 1, even if I draw it and resolve it and everything's good. It's going to be something I have to manage. I will keep this hand. My fun of Veil of Summer is here. I have Endurance. I'm on the draw, unfortunately, so if they just Thoughtseize me, the party's over. Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize. Okay. So do they take the Veil or do they play the whole game knowing it's there? Those are the choices right now. His hand is just stacked full of booties. They did take the Veil. And now they know what I can do, so I'm just going to play the tap land while I can get it in. Another Thoughtseize. Keep them coming. Straight Wraith is an interesting object because on the one hand, it does slightly indicate in the direction of Death Shadow, but also they clearly care about Delirium with this construction, and it could just be a creature you can dump, and it doesn't necessarily mean Death Shadow's here. Another Netherglyph. I went with Arena of Glory because that only comes in untapped if you have a mountain, which I can't guarantee, and I have a bunch of awesome things to do for 3 mana. I'm just going to do Endurance stuff. I've drawn another Endurance now, which is extra sweet, because now I can deploy this one, and they'll have to decide if they want to play into a second one or not that they don't know about. It's the one unknown card in my hand right now. And no attack with Goyf. I am going to drop the Endurance. I'm going to bomb their graveyard, and I will start attacking. Anger the Gods, maybe someday. The Bowmaster can currently kill another Goyf, but any instant or cycling a big creature would blow that out, so I'm just going to add another 2/4 to the board, or X4. 2/4, 3/4. They did chuck in Blood Crypt. I expect spells here. Bowmaster. All right. More shit that dies to Anger the Gods if I could get a second red source. But that is also shit that would not have bumped the Nether Goyf. Arena of Glory. Okay. Suddenly things might get interesting. It could be anything. Oh, FOMO. Okay. New card alert. When Fear of Missing Out enters, discard a card, then draw a card. Delirium. When this attacks for the first time each turn, if there are 4 more card types in your graveyard, untap target creature, then there's an additional combat phase. All right, we found the card. To get to discard and draw. Detective's Phoenix. You have to collect evidence 6 to bring this back from the graveyard. They can currently collect evidence 0. I'm not going to lose my creature to a lightning bolt. This might be just a bluff attack, but I'm not going to take the risk. Too easy. All right, deck. Speaking of too easy, red source off the top. Get rid of their whole squad. Red source. Okay, 6 can attack. And if I hit an untapped red source, we're in. 6 get in. No lands. Why would there ever be a land? It's impossible. Okay, that actually hurts a lot. This Anger the Gods would have been the most angry god there has ever been in history. If they gang block this thing, I can Endurance them and they lose the Nether Goyf. I could also just play Bowmaster and pick off the Fear of Missing Out and let 6 die. I got some options here. They're not going to have Delirium in combat. That's just not going to happen because I have the Endurance. Okay. Tough beats. Another situation where I'm 15 cards into my deck without a mountain. That's okay, though. I'm having a good time. Yeah, they just can't attack. That's fine. End step, Bowmaster, or do I even want a Bowmaster? Because my Bowmaster would die to the Anger, which is what I'm trying to set up here. All right, 6, get in again, fella. Wooded Foothills achieved. We're in. We're in! Oh, wow. If they just block like this, Endurance is basically the same as Anger of the Gods. Okay, this gets rid of all of the creature and enchantments in their graveyard. If they have an instant, they can get this back up. Cycling Straight Wraith here would hurt a lot. Lightning Bolt. Okay. I do have an instant. I still trade off with one of these things. And I will pass the turn and hope I don't get FOMO'd. But these giant booties that the deck is built around, I don't even care if this Nether Goyf attacks twice. I'll just block it twice. A third Nether Goyf. Still X3, the magic number. It's time for a commercial district. If I find a green card here, that means even if they have a trick to make their Goyfs bigger, I can Endurance after the Anger has resolved. I don't need a Bowmaster. Got enough of those. Green card? Not a green card. It is the ability to cast another Bowmaster, though. I'm going to fetch basic Mountain. Anger of the Gods. All their shit's gone. No response. And kill you. Go to 1. Go to 0. It is correct magic to wait on the Bowmaster and make them deal with the Endurances first, but I'm pretty sure they have nothing, and I just want to move on to the next round. Let's go.
We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me.
Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league.
I'm on the play in round number 4. This hand needs another land. It's not exploding, but it does curve in a way that is like kind of satisfying. I will try this. I can fetch the commercial district to help smooth things out. Yeah, if I just go 1, 2, 3 here, it's going to be fine. And even if I don't, I have Bowmasters that can do stuff. I can make my opponent choose some poison. Preordain. Hey, Hallowed Fountain Preordain is probably a good sign for the double Bowmaster hand that I'm currently working with. Bottom those. Didn't find anything they like there. Commercial District. I don't think I want Lightning Bolt versus Hallowed Fountain decks. And even if I do want it generically versus these decks, I don't want it now because I need a land. They're fetching with Scalding Tarn. Stoneforge Mystic. I am excited about this. Jeskai Stoneblade. Opponent has excellent taste. I'm going to fetch the Overgrown Tomb, and I am going to send a Bowmaster in right now. I would like to spend my mana, because once I find mana number 3, I don't even know if I have room for Bowmaster in my plan anymore. I'm going to attack with Orc Army. Attacking with both makes it very clear I have another Bowmaster, but I don't actually want to spend Bowmaster to clear Stoneforge Mystic this turn. I want to play the Trash Daddy. It just makes a mana in my first main phase, and then gains life pretty easily, and then draws cards eventually. Sick. Okay, never had this card in play before. Let's see if they can overcome it. And I have Pick Your Poison if they just juke onto Cauldra here. They tutored Lion Sash, but if they did that because they already had the Cauldra, that's fine. Fetching a 3rd mana here. I don't care about Teferi because Bowmaster checks it. Just trying to think of what card I do care about here. They have some sort of sweeper. All right. 1-for-1ing my Raccoon God. I've just decided it's a god. Opponent said in chat they're just going to assume they don't want it alive. Yeah, good bet. Like, I don't know either. This is all uncharted territory. Okay, I'm going to chip shot with the Orc Army again. This is basically unblockable here, just based on the play patterns of how Orcish Bowmaster works. You just can't block there. Karn! That makes Lion Sash shitty. Force of Negation pitching Preordain. Okay. We got a 2-for-1 out of it. EI. Uh-oh. Found a Steam Vents. That does not activate Stoneforge Mystic. They've been shocking a lot here. They're at 7 already. Utopia Sprawl. I might as well just cast that, I guess. What am I saving it for? I'm going to put red on that thing. Attack with the Orc Army. Okay, they have finally blocked, which probably means that they're representing Counterspell. Okay. I could have solved for that before I committed to the Orc Army. I could have solved for that when they shocked on the Steam Events, actually. That was mostly just a mess on my part. Another EI. The EI finding EI is the real beating. And Endurance is still the biggest thing we can see right now. There's Flage. Endurance is no longer the biggest thing we can see, though I'm very glad I have Endurance to answer this Flage. Yeah, this game's going to shift pretty quick. And they go back to 9 life, just like that. Didn't attack with Stoneforge. They would have Foothills. I do have things that care about Retrace in my deck. I am just casting Endurance now. We are not going to get to play chicken with them when they have Counterspell up about when they're going to use that. Okay, I'm going to play out the Foothills just to fetch and get some lands out of the pool of things that generally don't use deck thinning as an argument for things, but in this deck where I already have my commercial district, there's 2 copies of 6. That would have been a reason to hold a land back, but otherwise there's no reason to do that. Lion Sash. That is a viable target for Pick Your Poison. Though they did just cast that with mana when they could have Stoneforged it in at instant speed. I think they're representing Counterspell here. Or Activate. I'm going to cast Pick the Poison. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. And this is a juke, because Blood Moon is what I actually want to resolve here. I think Blood Moon will end the game if they counter this. Even if they just activate Lion Sash once. Okay, yep. They're leaving up Counterspell. They could activate and put in Cauldron here, which would be a powerful trick. I think they have Counterspell, but I also think Blood Moon's really good. Yeah, they would have at least exiled something from my graveyard. Lightning Bolt, okay. That is a thing to have. But that doesn't explain why they didn't exile a card from my graveyard with the Lion Sash. I still think they have Counterspell. Preordain went top bottom. Flage, okay. This taps them out of Counterspell. Unless they follow up with a land drop here. And there's no way they're casting Flage with a Blood Moon in play. Okay, let's test my theory. Force a negation, pitching Counterspell. I was right, but there was a missing piece of the puzzle. Now we're very likely to die to this Flage. If I draw a Lightning Bolt, I can Anger the Gods plus Bolt and actually exile Flage. Hey! The called shot every time. Anger of the Gods, Lightning Bolt, and we're back to garbage. Their deck probably top decks better than mine. Like, I have bigger draws than them, but they have card selection and I don't. Dashing Ragavan, here we go. Watch this just steal my One Ring. Exiled 6. I mean, that is a really good card. You probably want it. Anything with stats on this board is good. Karn. Okay, what do you do, big fella? Karn. They're resolved. Liquid Metal Coating doesn't help here. Non-land permanents in the graveyard have retrace, so they can't just bolt me out. I could grab Walking Ballista here, stabilize for a turn, and then see what things look like next turn. I could just Chalice on 1. That cuts off some of the stuff I have, and then 6 will eventually kill the Karn. What does Chalice on 1 do against me? Arbor Elf, Lightning Bolt, Utopia Sprawl are out. Karn goes to 1 and then dies the turn after. Ballista could get me another turn with Karn if they don't have a removal spell. Yeah, I think I want Ballista. Or I could just grab One Ring and bet. But Ballista lets me One Ring all at once next turn. Alright, please don't have Spell Snare. Okay, cool. If they have any removal spell, we're in trouble. If they don't have any removal spell, just found a cool line. If 6 mills over a land and a One Ring, could be in trouble. 6 milled over 3 spells. Okay. Block. 1 to my opponent. Remember when they were at 6? They're at 15. Flage is a hell of a card. Ragavan's is in play now. And let's hope for the best on this One Ring. I could get Ensnaring Bridge. Try to turtle up. Do I think One Ring or 6 or like just locking this game down for a while, but we've seen Prismatic Ending. Yeah, this is actually really interesting. I think I want the ring. I will play out my land just in case there's a soft counter over there. I don't know if we're main decking Mystical Dispute these days. Shit. All right, well, that's game. Yeah, either way. If you have Counterspell, you got me. Okay, we're against a Jeskai Stoneblade deck. Low to the ground, pretty cool. I think I want one of these Engineered Explosives in. Turns out I did want Lightning Bolt in this matchup. When I said on turn 1, I don't think I want Lightning Bolt here. Turns out that with the creatures they have, I definitely do. Some passive graveyard hate, leave a Torn Mudscript for Karn. Pick your poison. They do have the Stoneblade package. I didn't see any flying creatures. Engineered Explosives is dangerous to try to use as an out to Ragavan because that's going to blow up all my Utopia Sprawls too. Have I even looked at a Bone Crusher Giant yet in 4 matches? This guy's in here. Did we even know that? I don't think I knew that. Alright, Bone Master seems great. Pick your poison. I gotta imagine Cauldron's in this deck, right? You don't just play Stoneforge Mystic for Lion Sash in Modern. I like Endurance being a splash threat, but it seems pretty low impact. I know they have Flage, but I'm bringing in Relic, and I still have some of these. Blood Moon is good, but how many do I want? Maybe I don't want this Engineered Explosives, and I do want to keep Blood Moon on the play. And I'll reconsider on the draw for game 3. Bathing Needle can name various Planeswalkers and Stoneforge Mystic. I can wish for that with Karn if I need it. Alright. I'm not going too crazy on that. Oh, we have the thing. Keep. This is the turn 2 Karn if I am unmolested. We know their deck has multiple Force Negations in it. It's kind of shitty. But I am going to go basic Forest Arbor Elf and try to turn 2 Karn. If they go land preordain or just tap land pass, I'm sending it. And it's only Force Negation that can save you. Arid Mesa, Hallowed Fountain, could be Prismatic Ending. Disappointing. They knew what I was up to. Couldn't be fooled. Ah, but I'm back. I could go Arbor Elf Commercial District here, or I could go Utopia Sprawl Fanatic of Ronus. I can't go Arbor Elf Fanatic, because Arbor Elf doesn't replace itself right away, because it's not Soul Ring. It's not Soul Ring. Soul Ring is mana positive. I'm just goofing, but Utopia Sprawl is very good. Assault Monolith. That untaps itself. Busted. They haven't made a 1-mana artifact that taps for 1 mana. That seems like a horrible design. I'm glad they haven't made it. But just saying, it hasn't been made. Okay, I think I want Fanatic in play. I'm going to fetch for Overgrown Tomb, so I can make a red Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, Fanatic is just a 1/4. It's really big. You're not dashing Ragavan into that. You're not bolting that. Now I have multiple Karns. I can just send them into counterspells willy-nilly. Okay, here we go. Here's the first Willy. Do you have the Nilly? Consigned to memory. Disgusting. Alright. Good card. I don't need another Utopia Sprawl. Fetching a Surveil land in the end step. Dump to Preordain. They're not looking for card selection here. In an ironic twist, they selected away from card selection. And they just entombed Flage. Surveil 1, Flage in the graveyard. Cool. Stoneforge Mystic. Alright. So they could be playing in terms of, I fended off the Karn, now I'm good. Just taking a risk. Or they could be playing in terms of, I have Force Negation and don't care either way. I can wish for Pithing Needle here. I'm going to try to send the Karn, and this is what I got. Force Negation. Didn't happen. Am I more worried about Flage or Cauldra? And the answer is both. I can use Fanatic to absorb. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get Tormod's Crypt here and just shred this graveyard. And then Karn can take 1 off of Cauldra. And then I can try to stabilize with Karn in play. If they just have another Flage, deal 3 to Karn, I'm dead. Here comes Cauldra, probably. And the Cauldra will kill the Fanatic before the Exile clause kicks in, so Fanatic will be in my graveyard for Eternalization, for Eternity. I do have a land. That means Counterspell is live. I can boop the Cauldra, which turns it into a 7/7 for 1 turn, but it does kill the Germ and makes it so Cauldra can't re-equip. And it doesn't have all the words that equipped Cauldra objects do. Eternalize is a activated ability. We got an O-Cool from the opponent. That's a legacy trick. Welcome. I can chump block this with anything, which means I'm gonna start with Arbor Elf. I don't think they'll counter that. Bring back Fanatic of Ronus. This is not counterable by traditional means. And Karn has an army of friends in front of him right now. End step, fetch, tap. Okay, cool. They are wildly exposed to Blood Moon. I don't think their deck can handle a Blood Moon. Just going to keep that in mind for the match as it moves forward. Expressive Iteration, found Scalding Tarn. If they could kill both of the my creatures and attack Karn while Cauldra is still a 7/7, this is the window that's possible. Okay, the Stoneforge is also attacking. That smells like Lightning Bolt to me. But they can't Lightning Bolt my 4/4 and my Karn. Oh wow, they just had nothing at all there. Surprising. Shocking even. Karn, make a wish for Liquid Metal Coating. One Ring obviously is very good here, but I don't really expect that whatever I get to resolve here. And if I use Coating to bait out a counterspell, then I can resolve 6. I'm just going to cast 6. That resolved much easier than I thought it was going to. Okay. They did not respect the Coating. They do respect the 6. That might mean they have an answer to Karn ready. We've seen Ragavan. I'm not going to attack with my 4/4. They're fetching. Basic Island. I'm going to coat their Sacred Foundry in the upkeep. This is just like Rishadenport. It doesn't work. This land doesn't work as long as Karn is in play. Double red. I can't take them off double white. I can't take them off double red. I'm more worried about red or white right now. Yeah, I guess I'll hit the Sacred Foundry. And mana in the pool. Lots of mana in the pool. What's going on here? Wear Tear. Okay. That's why they weren't worried about coding. Got some work to do to get back from that. Preordain. Shocked in Steam Vents. Relic of Progenitus. I'm going to start by casting this. See what they think about it. Plus Karn on nothing. And I would like to start attacking, but they did just represent Counterspell. I'm not going to attack. I'm not going to give Ragavan my Karn for free. If they want to kill Karn with Ragavan, they need to kill Fnatic, dash the Rag, and counter the Lightning Bolt all together with their 4-card hand, which of course is possible, but not giving them it easy. They pitched a Spell Pierce to EI. That's a pretty bad one. That means they found some cards that they don't want. Ragavan, oh my goodness. Who could have predicted this? Okay, Ragavan's in play now. Target you with Relic, plus Karn on nothing. Play my Swamp, and pass. Arena of Glory, that could be terrifying. I have onboard respect for Flage, though. I can pop Relic to draw a card whenever I need to. Okay, Karn, what can you do here? I can get One Ring. Still not really excited about tapping out here. I don't have to tap out. I could just put One Ring in my hand. Yeah, I'm gonna minus Karn. Get the One Ring. I could Chalice on 2 here and turn off counterspells. I don't think I want to do that. I am not going to cast any of these 4-drops into the deck that has revealed Spell Pierce to me. Just playing careful here. Preordain. Stoneforge Mystic. All right. We know there's at least a Light Sash in the deck. The Cauldron is sitting in play. Is there anything else? Is there like a sword of this and that? Ooh, Assimilation Aegis. Yeah, when this enters, exile up to 1 target creature until Assimilation Aegis leaves the battlefield. Yeah, that's pretty good. Goodbye, Fnatic Veronis. I'm gonna Lightning Bolt this Ragavan right now. Alright, we at least handled that. And now they have 1 mana up. I think it's time to draw a card with Relic. Blood Moon, okay. I can make that mana they have up pretty bad. This also plays around Spell Pierce, which I like. Blood Moon. If they were sitting on Force, they might have to use it here. Stomping Grounds in, plus Karn on nothing. They do have a 1-power creature in play. They can't use their equipments. Played another Mountain. Get your damage in on Karn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Can't double spell here. I can play Stomping Ground and play the One Ring. They have to force some negation or Consign to Memory here. They don't know about the follow-up Karn. Consign to Memory with a bunch of copies, just in case. Okay, I don't have my Veil of Summer. We will continue chilling. Maybe I should have waited till I have 1 more mana so I could double spell. Cryptic Coat. Okay, that's actually super high impact. Just unblockable 3-power creature. Now I need a Anger the Gods. Ooh, Trash Homie. I'm gonna get a fresh Karn out here first. I can boop the Cryptic Coat, but the creature stays. Okay, I'm actually going to use this opportunity to resolve Ensnaring Bridge. And then I can use the next several turns to... I have a card in hand, so the Stoneforge can still attack. That stinks. But I can use the next few turns to get Karn up, then find Liquid Metal Coating, which is an exile from my Relic of Progenitus. Karn could get things from exile, or I could play this One Ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do they have another Consign? They do not. Bad news. Okay, time to draw cards. Stomp. Trash Tactician is bigger than Stoneforge Mystic. Plus on nothing. One Ring plus Ensnaring Bridge is certainly an interesting combo. And now I have a clock on me. I lose 1. I got a red or green mana here. I guess I'll take green. And I could gain a lot of life. I'll start by drawing some cards. Veil of Summer's in the mix. Okay, we're doing stuff. Karn. Get Liquid Metal Coating. This game has been awesome. However this ends, this has been just a delight. My plan is to get Coating now with Veil Protection. Now I hope they do have Force of Negation. Get the Liquid Metal Coating out of exile. I'm going to spend my floating green on that, or do I want to just make red? I'm going to spend 2 red on that just in case I use the veil now. Look what's happening. Bang! Played around it. Okay. I mean, right now, while my spells are uncounterable, I could resolve this Orcish Bowmaster, which gains me 3 life because I've now, whatever this is, exert. What is that? Expend? Expend. Okay. I've spent 4 mana this turn. I can't get to 7. Or I could get to 7. I can't get to 8. I can stomp the Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, they've had enough. We did it. We got the hooks in. That was a really fun, rewarding game. Okay, now we know about Consign to Memory, which I probably should have known about anyway. I still like everything going on here. Haywire Might is another potential answer to a Cauldra, but I think it's better in the Wishboard than in the deck. Can I get this Endurance back in? Is that something I want to do? Still like Anger of the Gods. Wrenn and 6 is nice if you find the one of. I still believe in Blood Moon. I think I had some doubts when I was sideboarding for game 2, but now having seen most of their deck, I'm a big believer. Am I a believer in 4? Because Endurance has text all the time, but the second Blood Moon's really bad. Or Blood Moon when they're on board. Alright, I believe in Blood Moon, but I think it's right to switch it out. Uh-oh, a 1-lander. It is the 1 land that sees more cards. And Lightning Bolt kills Ragavan, but not this turn. I'm going to mulligan this. Sad. Okay, I'll keep this one. And I think Pick Your Poison is a later problem. Basic Mountain. Ragavan. Oh ho! Welcome to the club, Basic Mountain gamers. I'm going to bolt Ragavan on their upkeep. That's before they can represent Spell Pierce, but after they can represent Force Negation. This does give them the window to dash a different Ragavan, but I'm just going to hope that doesn't happen. And I'm going to hope they needed that treasure to play. Ridiculous Archive. That is not something that needs a treasure to play. Dump to Flooded Strands. They don't need lands. Bowmaster. I like that. I do have access to my basic swamp, if that's how I want to pursue this. Would be cool if they just cast Preordain right now. Shakten Hallowed Fountain. Ragavan with Counterspell up is what's going on here. I'm going to bolt in the end step and hope they counter it, because then I untap Stick Bowmaster, and that's a better kill. Spell Pierce, shit. Now they're also representing Spell Snare. Okay, I'm still going to fetch in the end step. I'm going to get Overgrown Tomb tapped and hope they didn't have the perfect cover. I could also just cast Endurance right now. I could cast Blood Moon right now, but I didn't have Blood Moon when I fetched the Overgrown Tomb. Okay, please don't have Spell Snare to follow this up perfectly. We're in. Okay, what a relief. Ooh, Consign to Memory countering the Bowmaster trigger. That's fun. That does leave Ragavan in play, but I still have a blocker for it. EI, don't find land Prismatic Ending. Just leave this Ragavan at home. Let me stick Blood Moon, and then we can hang out. You found the land. Shocked it in. Oh no. They have it all! Youch. Okay, well, they're going to get a hit with Ragavan, which gives them a treasure into the Blood Moon. That also means I have to take a turn off, exile the Trash God. I'm not going to fetch here, because I kind of want more lands. I'm going to stomp Ragavan right now, while only Spell Snare. Oh, and Spell Pierce. Oh my god! What card did they just draw? Because they could have Spell Snared the Bowmaster, but then chose to stifle the trigger. I don't think they had that Spell Snare a turn ago. It's a tough crowd. Okay, I can Blood Moon through a counterspell here. Blood Moon. 1 card in hand. They could just fetch a Plains here. We haven't seen a Plains yet, but they probably have one. Okay, no blue mana to play with. Let's do it. If they could kill Arbor Elf this turn, I probably lose. Like, kill Arbor Elf in a way... Like, I would trade it for Ragavan, but if they could just, like, Prismatic Ending connect, the game was probably over. Okay. Now the Endurances take over. They're so big. Flage would be really hard to escape. End step. Endurance. Clear your graveyard, just in case a Flage shows up at some point. Now we're pushing damage. We're turning it around. Well, bonus Relic of Progenitus as a treat. Okay, certainly I don't have 2 endurances. You should attack with Ragavan. Hell yeah. Okay, another endurance. And I will tuck my own graveyard this time. That's a bunch of lightning bolts and red spells and threats. Okay. I feel good about this game right now. They could have... I mean, we've seen Wear Tear, so we know that's live. Just attacking with everything, and I am going to draw a card here. 6. Okay. All right. As my clock drifts under 5 minutes, I've presented lethal. I didn't need to play that 6. That just played into a Wrath that I didn't need to do. Stoneforge Mystic's got to be a little late, I hope. They could get Cauldron next turn. I actually did need to play the 6 now that this has developed. Anger of the Gods. So 3, 4, 5, 6. I have lethal without Anger of the Gods, but Anger of the Gods is also lethal. Okay. Wow, what a great match. On to the final round? Yeah, the final round. Let's do it. I'm on the draw in the final round. Another one-lander, but not the kind I'm going to keep. Mulligan. We got a 4-1 record on the line. Positive record's already locked. This is a turn 2 Blood Moon, but it's ugly because I lose my Sprawl to do it. I'm still in. I'm going to dump Anger of the Gods and focus on Karn. Karn is just my plan in all matchups. Anger of the Gods will be very good if they're like Boros energy and super mid to bad if they're certain other decks. Marsh Flats. Oh, they revealed a companion. It's probably Jeggy, and they probably are actually energy. Or that Anger would have been good. Basic. All right, didn't draw the basics. I'm going to sprawl onto this. I'm going to name... I'm not convinced that I'm just going to shove this turn to Blood Moon. Losing the Utopia Sprawl is rough, and I could just roll out these 1/4 toughness creatures and then play a Karn and do some stuff. If I had drawn Basic Forest that turn, I would have sent it. I think even if I Blood Moon with a 1/4 in play, or if they just have a Basic Blades, then I'm not worried about Blood Moon anyway. Okay, Blood Moon looking better every moment. I'm still going to play Fnatic here. Next turn I could Fnatic plus Blood Moon. If Blood Moon is even still on the radar. If they just play another Plains or play a fetch land and pass, then I'm not doing that shit. Okay. I'm going to block a Johnny. If they finish this off with a Galvanic Discharge, it's fine, but you're not getting free money from me. Marsh Flats could represent another basic Plains. Hope it doesn't. It does. Okay. Well, I'm not playing Blood Moon this game. They have played around it extremely well. I regret to inform everybody. And that Anger of the Gods that I put on the bottom would have been sick. Okay. I could just Blood Moon anyway. That does set me back a mana. What does this game look like in either direction? I could play Karn now with a 1/4 in front of it. I could play Fnatic of Ronus, number 2, have 2 1/4s, fetch my Surveil land. If I think this is Mardu, then Blood Mooning them might actually matter a lot. If I think this is... If they have Arena of Glory, turning off those lines is relevant. Yeah, I think I am just going to play the Blood Moon. Okay, 1, 2, Fnatic. 1, 2, 3, Blood Moon. Don't love losing my Sprawl there. Hopefully this ends up mattering at least a little bit. They did a good job playing around it, though. The 1 Plains came straight from hand, but they could have fetched something else with the Marsh Flats, and they didn't. Aether Hub, no energy. We did it. The 1 ring. We didn't do it. And Karn will slow that shit down starting next turn. Imagine we'll see the same attack. Oh, they didn't attack this time. Cool. Swamp Karn. And Karn is going to plus, targeting nothing. Or, I mean, Galvanic Discharge would kill Karn. Static Prison would exile Karn no matter what. Do I want to get a card and lock that in at lower loyalty? I don't think I do. I'm just going to plus Karn here and leave my 1/4s back to block. Okay, take 1. We got a win con. You're dead in 18 turns. This Beseiju in hand plays around the Static Prison. That rules. Gotta hope their hand is full of black cards. Just handful of Orcish Bowmasters over there. Guide of Souls. They have no energy currently. Ocelot Pride will grant 1 energy and the City's Blessing. And we'll start going super wide. And that is a cat. If that dies, Ajani flips. Okay. Actual Ajani, you can't attack with that. No. I have 2 blockers now. Slow your roll. You can attack next turn. Here comes the energy. The operation is online here. Anger of the Gods off the top. Pillage. I saw double red. I got so excited. Do I have a sweeper adjacent thing. I do have engineered explosives, which does not solve my problem. It doesn't not solve my problem. Okay, so let's see. 1, activate, pillage a plains. That kills Guide of Souls and Ocelot Pride, but it does flip a Johnny. I could also just park explosives in play on 0, but one of the creatures can fly this turn. I could Walking Ballista. I could play that for X equals 2. Guide of Souls does target, so I would know who's going in the air before it's too late. I can even tap one of the Fanatics to put Ballista on 3. That loses my Beseiju, but I don't think that's something I'm worried about right now. I don't think I can afford to worry about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista. Play the Beseiju. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X is 3. And pass. Here comes combat. Buddy. Oh, they changed their mind. They just slammed everything into the red zone. Then we're like, maybe not. So this has to target. I get to see who this is going for. Okay, so you pay the 2 energy first, then you declare a target. This happens in stages. They did pay the 2 energy, and they put it on this cat token. I will deal 1 damage to this cat token. And I will kill a Johnny. So that's dead. These are attacking Karn. I'll block the 2-1 with my 1-4. Karn goes to 3. That was a pretty good turn. Let's see what the follow-up is. We know they're holding Jeggy at minimum. Flage, that kills Karn. That sucks. And that unlocks their One Ring, which makes this even worse than originally anticipated. They got their 1 damage through. That's what they needed. Man, bottoming that Anger of the Gods. That was a... And I had the information. I didn't even notice they were a Jeggy deck. Anger of the Gods wins this game so easily. All right. Ocelot Pride makes a bunch of jerks, which gains 2x life because they have 2 God of Souls now. Bone Crusher Giant. Maybe better late than never. Maybe not. And I don't have triple red to pillage and Bone Crush this turn. Okay, I'm going to stomp Ocelot Pride and then play Bone Crusher Giant, which will make the Fanatics tap for 4, but that doesn't affect my life at all. It's just, I'm aware of it if it becomes relevant. If I draw a Karn, I could suddenly just do all sorts of insane shit. But they're still well over their starting life total. One Ring going nuts here. Blood Moon, you got me. That'll show me. That is a red permanent for a Johnny. All right. I can't win this game. I can't concede. Not allowed to concede. I would like to, but if I draw Karn, get Ensnaring Bridge, then I don't know. I guess draw Karn, get Ensnaring Bridge is just kind of immediate stabilization. Oh no. Nope, just dead. The Johnny Planeswalker just lights me the hell up. I'm pretty sure they're not Mardu, by the way. Just going straight for the dome on that. We're good. We're good. Pithing Needle, naming the One Ring is worth doing. I can bring in one of the engineered explosives, wish for the other one. Pick Your Poison kills the One Ring as well, or a Goblin Bombardment if they hang it out there. Lage is in the deck. Relic is something I can have access to. I like Endurance. I think I don't like Blood Moon. If they are also a Blood Moon deck, I'm not trying to meet them where their game is. If I turn to the Blood Moon, it might be fast enough that they have to act weird, but I think it's right to just get it out. Haywire Might, another answer to One Ring. And if Karn's in play, I don't need to wish for an answer to One Ring, because Karn is an answer to One Ring. But also, their deck can kill Karn. They have Galvanic Discharge and Lightning Bolts and stuff, and Flage. Okay. I will leave an actual answer to that in the sideboard. Okay, let's try it. Now I know the matchup. Won't bottom my Anger of the Gods. A 1-lander, but it does have double Sprawl. And the Anger is here. I'll take my chances. Let's go. The thing about Boros Energy, and the reason it's the best deck in the format, is that it presents things that you have to answer quickly, but it's not an aggro deck. It's a One Ring deck. It's a aggro combo and control deck all at the same time. And it is really hard for any deck to cover all their stuff. So Anger of the Gods isn't like, haha, now I win. I'm going to need a Karn to follow it up or something. Can we draw the land and just have it all? No. Oh, yes. Literally, yes. Ren and 6. Now we have it all forever. Fetch. Get a basic forest. And Utopia Sprawl. The same land. This one will also name red. I can fetch my swamp if I need to. Stacking it up on the same land makes it dangerous if they can interact with that land somehow, but I don't think this deck does that. It makes Arbor Elf better, but there aren't that many of those, and I don't have one currently. My plan this turn is to cast 2 X4s, and then I can Anger the Gods in the future. And if I sequence this correctly, I will actually get the pleasure of gaining 3 life. Okay, Swamp, Muera, that's 3 mana. This is 4 and 5. Fanatic's in. X4 is going nuts. I could have just swept up the Ajani now. I'm gonna try to get a little rowdy here and actually get big value off the Anger. Shocked and Sacred Foundry. I've played around their Blood Moon, if it's even in the deck. Chain to the Rocks. Okay. That's whatever. I can pillage that land later. Oh my god, that's so sick. Ren can take 2. Bowmaster. I could just kill a Johnny here to let them keep the cat around. That also lets me cast Karn. That's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, deal 1 to a Johnny. Ping it with Bowmaster. Karn. -4 liquid metal coating. Yeah, they're just done. Sick. All right, nice. I think my plan is still my plan. It's just worse because I'm on the draw, and I'm going to hit submit. Let's do it. Didn't have to reveal the Anger of the Gods. They're not going to play around it. This is pretty slow. I'm going to keep it and hope that I draw some way to accelerate my mana in the first turn or two, and hope they don't lead on Ragavan. All right, that's not Ragavan mana. Guide of Souls is good, but I don't die instantly like I would to a Ragavan. Foothills Pass, I'm going to be surveilling here. Attacking. No energy to buff this thing yet. Ocelot Pride. This will gain life. That's the combo. Commercial District, please show me Anger of the Gods. Village. I do like that, but not in the current context of the game. Utopia Sprawl. All right, I mean, that's a plan. Prismatic Vista, fetch for basic forest. And then I can sprawl onto that. I'm going to name red here. Or do I name black? I'll name black. Let them think about Orcish Bowmaster. Though it's pretty clear I would have just fired it if I had that. At least I think that's clear. If they Guide of Souls onto something important, that becomes a flying creature. Oh, this is 3 energy. If they buff the Guide or the Pride, Pick Your Poison gets online in a big way. If they buff the cat token, they played around it. What are we going for? Yep, played around it. Hate that for me. All right, Anger of the Gods, come on. Sacred Foundry tapped. I love the feeling of just praying for a 1-out or playing Gruul with no card selection. Okay. Static Prison, just mana denial, sure. Anger of the Gods. Game over. Shit. It's the One Ring. That could buy me time next turn if I'm not dead right now, which I might be. I have Endurance who can jump in here and block something, but if their hand is Galvanic Discharge, we're super dead. And if my life total is too low to leverage the One Ring, that's another way we eat shit here. Lage puts me to 9. This is, I block this, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, exactly dead. All right, cool. A Slaughter. A positive record with Karnza. And of course, this was me playing this deck basically ice cold and not knowing all the mulligan heuristics and stuff. I think in the games I lost, I could have mulliganed better in that last round if I had just seen that they had revealed Gigantha, which I didn't notice till after I was done mulliganing. I would have kept the Anger of the Gods and then won that match. But somehow, and the numbers feel good. Recency bias, but I wish there were more Anger of the Gods. As far as the Bowmaster goes, it had moments of heroism. It kind of carried that affinity match on its own. But we also just had basic Swamp in hand some amount of the time, or had to shock in an Overgrown Tomb, which either cost life or made Blood Moon awkward later on. I'm not totally sold on adding the 3rd color here just for that card. But Karn was great in the One Rings metagame. If the best card in your deck also turns off the best card in their deck, that is a good place to be. Blood Moon was really good in some spots and was boarded out when it wasn't good. Seems like a fine place to be. The Trash Tactician had it into play twice and it was solid. Gained some life, kept the One Ring around a little longer. Ate a removal spell in one matchup. Sure. This seems like a sick card to have. 6 was really good. Yeah, I do actually enjoy this deck. I don't know if I would select it for a Grand Prix or something super important, but I enjoy playing this deck every time it gets sent in. I think it is good. It does have game versus a lot of the decks in the metagame. And I'm glad I got this opportunity. Ugrit, thank you for sharing this with us. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.